Hello guys, welcome to part 9 of Naruto, Rebirth of the Yellow Flash. Like always, this story doesn't belong to me, so if you want to read the full story for yourself, you can find the link in the description, so you can go and read the full story for yourself. That being said, let's get into the video. Naruto, Rebirth of the Yellow Flash, part 9, the Wave, part 1. It had been 2 months since the Genin started their missions, and now we can find both Team 6 and Team 7 in the Hokage office waiting to receive new missions. Team 6 and Team 7 here for a mission. Well, let's see. We need shopping for an old couple, planting of a fence, catching Tora. So which will it be? Asked Hiruzen in an amused voice. Before any of the senses could answer, Narumi shouted, "None of them! We are ninjas! We already have completed our prescribed 50 D ranks. Now give us a real mission!" All the other Genins nodded eagerly to Narumi's outburst. Sighing, Hiruzen looked at Kakashi and Kushina and asked, "Do you think they are ready? Do you think they are ready as ready as they will ever be?" Thought though their teamwork needs work, but that will fix itself over time, said Kakashi, getting a thankful look from his genins. "Yes, I believe they are ready, and if anything goes wrong, I will be able to handle it," Kushina said. This time she was receiving thankful looks from her genins. Fine then. Since I only have one C rank available, both teams can share it. Is that agreeable?" Hyusen asked. After receiving comfortable nod from both teachers, Hyusen called out, Mina sent Tazuna in. After a while, an old man having a bottle of sake in his hands entered the room. He looked at the Genins and scoffed, saying, "I paid for ninjas, and what do I get? Four princesses, one girl who looks weaker than a twig, and an idiot who is a dog's pet. Get me some real ninjas." All six Genins had to be restrained from attacking the old man. Hiruzen chuckled at the scene and said, Now you can't kill the client. Now, Tazuna, they are among our best promising Genins, and their senses are elite Jonins. They should be able to protect you just fine, so don't worry." "Fine then, listen up. My name is Tazuna, the great bridge builder. During the escort, I want you to protect me with your lives," said Tazuna as he turned around and left the room. "Well, that settles it. I want you all to go and pack for a month. Meet us at the North Gate after 2 hours. Now run alone. Me and Kushina-san needs to talk to the Hokage," Kakashi said, and he sent the six genins away. Kushina made a hand sign, and the privacy seal in the room were immediately activated. Hiruzen then adopted a serious look and asked, "What is it?" What is it? Where we want to know where Naruto is. I haven't seen him or Itachi for almost 2 months now," Kakashi worriedly said. "Oh, don't worry, they are out on missions. They are at least their last one ends today, and they should be back in a couple of days," he said Hiruzen. "What? You mean you sent my baby out on a C-rank mission right off the bat?" Kushina shouted. Hiruzen looked at her calmly and then said, "It was his sense's choice. Naruto is the strongest genin who can give the most of our Chunis a very hard time. Apart from that, no one would want to be close enough to the demon brat, as he is called. He couldn't do D ranks, but he needed experience, which is why I gave him the next best thing, C ranks, and several of them, because I felt Naruto could use some time away from the head of the villagers." rest of the villager. Kakashi slowly nodded and let a few tears escape. Kushina slowly nodded and let a few tears escape her eyes as she quietly said, "That doesn't matter. Doesn't mean I can't be worried about him. I already suffered the consequences of my mistake. I wouldn't be able to survive if something happens to him." As she finished her crying, turned into sobs. Hiruzen then gave her a grandfatherly hug and then let her loose. He knew that she was in turmoil and she needed to relieve the pressure before it got to her. They are there. When Naruto gets back, I will try to talk to him. Everyone deserves a second chance, and I hope that he forgives you too. Hiruzen smoothly said to crying woman who in his hands. Kushina nodded before she broke the hug and left after thanking Hiruzen. "I guess we really need to get Naruto to at least open up on the possibility of forgiving Kushina-sama," Kakashi solemnly said. "I know, Kakashi, I know. Trust me, truth be told, I view Kushina as my daughter. She was entrusted to me when Minato-sama died. I wasn't able to stop her, but then I really, really hope Naruto finds it in his heart to forgive her. I wouldn't make Naruto do anything. The poor boy has already suffered so much. That I will do is talk to him truly and then leave it up to his judgment," said Hiruzen. Kakashi then nodded in agreement before starting and leaving the room. Damn you, Minato! Look at the mess you left me in. Why did you have to? Recharge? Why did you have to sacrifice yourself? I could have easily provided the very same sealing ritual. I could have easily performed the very same sealing ritual. He used directly thought before going back to doing the paperwork. He didn't want to use shadow clones today because he needed a decent direction today. With Team 6 and 7, 2 hours later, all six Genins were seen in patiently waiting for their senses and client to arrive. What's taking them so long? Mito winked. Get used to it. Kakashi sensei is always late. Sakura gulped and said, I wonder what type of mission will this out to be. Hinata thought out loud. Hinata over the 2 months had warmed up to the twins and had actually removed the mark of ignorance that she wore. Marks of ignorance she wore. The twins soon learned that she was actually a very caring person who had to hide herself because of her clan and to show someone special that she was strong. Special that to show someone special that she was strong. Oh, the right is going on the same right path. Good. What do you mean? Narumi casually asked. I just wonder how our first mission will be played out. It's my first time leaving the village, so I'm a little nervous. Hinata replied. It's my first time as well, and I am really excited. I wonder if we got to fight out there. Sayuri said with a thoughtful look. There is no need to worry because if we are attacked, I will handle it and protect you. Kiba cockily said, trying to assert himself as the alpha of the group. Both Mito and Narumi bursted out laughing at his attempt, and Hinata said, "Seriously, you seriously, you take the pack seriously. All of us here are around the same in the terms of strength, so put a sock in your dog breath." Before Kiba could answer, Kushina appeared, pulling both Kakashi and Tazuna. by the caller. Okay, now that we all are here, let's begin this mission. And with that, all of them left the village. 2 hours later, Kakashi and Kushina noticed a puddle of water in the middle of the road. It hasn't rained in weeks. There shouldn't be any puddle unless it's again jutsu. Both the Jonins thought at the same time. They, however, decided to ignore it and see how things have played themselves out. As both Jonin crossed the puddle, two ninjas sprang out of it and used sharp wires to cut both Jonins into multiple pieces. Kachan slash Sensei, all the Genins shouted in shock. Two down, six to go. Said one of the two ninjas, and using a chain to connect themselves to and attack the genin. However, they were intercepted by Mito, Narumi, Hinata, and Sarui. Wow, Kiva is useless. Kiva and Sasuke are useless as ever. Mito and Narumi use the fast power-based attack of the swift fist, swirl fist attack of the Swirl Fist, and their teamwork and finally knocked one of the attacking ninjas out. On the other hand, Hinata used her gentle fist to temporarily paralyze their opponent before Saori hit the finishing blow on the ninja's neck, effectively knocking him out. As they tried to unconscious ninjas, both the Jonis appeared out of the woods, and then Kakashi said, "Good team, or good work, teams. You didn't froze and took our two Chunin level opponents. Not only that, you guys had covered Tazuna as well to save him in case any attacker got past. Good work, Sensei. You are alive." Sakura shouted in relief. "Yeah, we are. Yeah, we were just." We just replaced ourselves with logs," Kushina said, pointing to the spot where they had been supposedly cut to pieces. "Hey, wait! If you are alive, why didn't you defeat those ninjas yourself?" Tazuna asked. "Oh, for two reasons. One, we wanted to see how our Genins reacted, and believe me when I say that they reacted perfectly. And two, we wanted to know whether those ninjas were attacking us or were after you." Now that we know how about you tell us the truth, Tazuna, Kakashi said with a glare. I don't know what do you mean?" Tazuna screamed out. "Then let me spell it out for you. C-rank mission don't deal with ninjas. There are rogue ninjas after you. This mission is easily a rank. You raise the life of my daughters and my student. You better give me a good reason why you did that before I castrate you, kill you." Kushina merely snared out. Fine, I will talk. Have you heard of Gato, the richest man in the elemental nations? Well, he came to the wave recently and took over the whole country. He unfairly taxed people and then used the thugs to kill those who opposed him. Because of that, the wave country couldn't afford any mission higher than a C rank on. The only hope of the wave is for me to complete the bridge to open a direct trade route. Gato want me dead because that bridge would disturb his business. Tazuna explained, "You put my team in danger by heeding me important mission. Important mission. We right now have every right to cancel this mission. So, guys, what will you do?" Kakashi asked as he turned to the Genins. I say we continue. We can't let Gato kill the people of the waves. They are innocent. Mito said with the other gang, all the other gang all nodding in agreement. Very well then. But remember now this mission is A rank, and our next opponent will definitely be Jonin level at least. So remember, if we tell you to run, you run. Understood? Kushina asked in uncharitably serious tone. All six of the gaining gasped before nodding. Kakashi then bit his thumb and summoned his nin dog Pakun and said, Pakun, take this letter to the Hokage and tell him to send us a little backup. We are attacked by the demon brothers of the mist and don't know who we are facing next. The ninja dog nodded before disappearing in a poof. The group then carried on their way to the wave, hoping to avoid any further confrontation with rogue ninjas. They will soon reach the coast before from where they took a boat a sail to the wave. After reaching shore, they continued their trek toward Tazuna's house. On the way, Kiba suddenly heard something move in the bushes to his right and immediately threw a kunai in it. But the only thing that appeared was a white-furred rabbit. He Relax, moron. Not every sound you hear will be an enemy, Sarui said in a monotone voice. However, both Kushina and Kakashi were having different thoughts. A white rabbit at this time of the year is only means substitution. Everyone duck! Both of them shouted, and then tackled everyone to the ground as a giant sword flew past them and then hit the trunk. Eh, so, Sharingan no Kakashi of the Sharingan and Konoha's beneath him. No wonder the demon brothers failed. And Konoha's Red Death. No wonder the demon brothers failed, a voice said with a shimmer. As everyone looked up, they saw a tall man with a masked face looking down on them. Zabuza Momochi, demon of the mist. What are you doing here? Kakashi lazily asked. Nothing. Me and my partners here, pointing to his back toward a man with white hair. Were hired to kill that bridge builder. Just surrender him to us, and we will take you and your Genin team. You and your Genin teams go. Zabuza said as the white-haired man came out in the open with a smirk at the Konoha and smirked at the Konoha ninjas. Makoto Hokuki, aka the White Death of the Mist, Makisoto Hozuki, aka the White Death of the Mist, said Kushina as stood aside and stared down on her opponent. So a fight is it, said Kakashi as unveiled his Sharingan and started a stare at Zabuza. Right from the get-go. Huh, I am so honored. Well then, let's start, shall we? Hidden Mace Jutsu. Zabuza called out. Suddenly, the entire area had been covered by a thick mist. The Konoha ninjas soon discovered that their Dojutsu wouldn't work as the mist was laced with chakra that blocked all the view. Suddenly, the area flooded with a very potent killing intent, and both Zabuza and Mishu's voice ran out. Eight vertical point they had. 8 vertical spot: heart, jugular, kidney, liver, subclavian artery, spine, Laria lungs. Now which will be our attack point? Their voice turning to Konoha ninja. The genin were shaking from the killing intent, unable to move as he sat there under the massive killer intent, especially Sarui. Slowly, she was bringing a kunai up to her neck to end it but was cut off by Kakashi. Don't worry, Sarui, you will be alright. I will protect you. Protect Sarui, you will be alright. I will protect you, Kakashi said in order to prevent the untimely death of his student. Oh, I don't think so, said Zabuza as he went behind Tazuna and brought his quiver down towards the bridge builder. But before he could, Kakashi intercepted and deflected the swing of the kunai. Kakashi kicked Zabuza back into the mist while he couldn't be seen before running off after him. Appearing behind the demon of the mist, he held a kunai to his larynx and slit his neck, but noticed he turned into water clone. The copy ninja thought as he was stuck with the cleaver ripping him half before dissolving into water. Well, I am impressed, Kakashi. Even in the mist, you are able to copy my moves, but that is all. It's a copy. That's all. It's a copy. It has nothing on the original. Zabuza broadcast planning his next attack. He kicked Kakashi out of the fog and onto the water. On the other hand, both Kakashi and Kushina and Mangetsu were locked in a stare down. I always wanted to see what the Bendy Hime was capable of, and now my dream is about to be fulfilled. Mangetsu retorted her. Oh, I am glad that the strongest of the seven swordsmen of the mist wanted to fight. Now, enough cheater chat, let's fight. Kushina replied as she unleashed her kodetsu and released her chakra chains. After standing still a few moments, both disappeared in a burst of speed, and suddenly the whole area was full of red and white blurs that were accompanied by constant clash of metal. The fight was soon a stalemate. Both the fighters moved at the same speed and hit with the same strength, but both knew that this was only a warm-up. They were just testing the waters with each other before they got serious. Back with Kakashi, he was only trapped in a water prison. He quickly turned to the Genins and shouted, "Run now!" He needs to maintain this consumption for this Jujutsu run before the Genjutsu could react or even answer. Zabuza made a water clone and set it charging towards the Genin. The clone swung the giant sword towards Sharui, aiming to kill her. She just closed her eyes and awaited death. However, nothing came expected except the sound of metal clashing. Opening her eyes, she saw a familiar tuft of blonde hair standing in front of her. It was Naruto, and he had stopped the clone attack with a sword of his own. He then created two seedless clone that attacked and destroyed the clone. He was locked with the two clones then started going through hand seals and then at the same time shouted, "Wind style, water style, wind water style, to water wind style, bullet jutsu." Both the bullet joined together and flew towards Zabuza, who had to release Kakashi to dodge it. Naruto then turned to his head slightly to look at the six genin behind him, and they said, "Seriously, I leave you alone for a month, and you guys go and get yourself into in front of death's door. Jeez, I feel like a babysitter." He finishes in a slightly depressed tone with a cloud visible over his head. Nissan, dope! Nissan, dope! Came the shout of the genin behind. He immediately said, "I will explain later. Everyone protect Razuna. Take the diamond formation." All six genin breathily complied and formed a perimeter around Tazuna. Back with Kakashi. Hey, I got distracted and forced to let you go from the order prison. Zabuza said, not wanting to think he was outsmarted by a fresh genin. Don't flatter yourself. You were forced to let go, Kakashi said as he waited for Zabuza to start his first move. Zabuza jumped away from Kakashi and started running through hand seals at the same time as Kakashi. In the end, both finished at the same time, ending shouting water style, water dragon. In the identical water swipe stream of water clash in the air and then cancel each other. How did that happen? The Sharingan allows the user to copy and create what the other is doing, but they definitely finish at the same time. How? Thought Zabuza as the jutsu ended. Zabuza jumped back and started to run through the handsill, but failed to notice that Kakashi was once again performing the same jutsu, only this time faster. Water style. Was the giant vortex jutsu. Kakashi finished said, and a large spinning wave of water hit Zabuza, drowning him into throwing him into a tree. How are you doing that? How are you doing that? Can you? Zabuza asked, but was cut off by Kakashi. See the future? Yes. Can you? Zabuza asked, but was cut off by Kakashi. See the future? Yes. And in your future, I see death. Kakashi finished off for Zabuza, but before he could deliver the killing blow, Senbon's needles shot out from a nearby trees and planted into Zabuza's neck, apparently killing him. Thank you for weakening my target. I have been chasing him for a long time. The masked hunter ninja said in a very low even tone. Allow me to take the body. Farewell, Leaf Ninja, the Masked Hunter said as he picked up the body and left with a Shishuin with Kushina. The stalemate ended with both fighters jumped back, creating some distance between each other. Before anyone could react, a black figure jumped into the air, and after going through the hand seal, the figure looked at Mongetsu and shouted, "Fire style, great fireball jutsu." A giant fireball came out of the figure mouth and flew towards Mongetsu and hit him head on. The force of the jutsu was enough to launch him back into a tree. However, before the figure could finish his attack, a hunter ninja with white hair appeared and said, "Thank you for weakening him. I will take him from here. We were chasing him for a while." The figure nodded and let the hunter ninja leave with Mongetsu's body. The figure turned around and said, "Lady Kushina, it's been a while." Itachi, Lady Kushi. The figure turned around and said, "Lady Kushina, it's been a while." Itachi, what are you doing here? Where is Naruto? She asked with the figure who turned out to be Itachi. He helped the other group, I think. They are done as well. Let's go get somewhere safe and we can explain the recent event that happened to each of our groups. Itachi replied, to which Kushina nodded and turned to look at the other group. Back with them, Naruto was carrying a tired Kakashi back to the group. He then looked up to Tazuna and said, "You must be the client. Client. Could you lend us your home as you see our commander here needs rest? It was then that Kushinani and Itachi joined the group and they started making way for Tazuna's home. After walking for a while, the group reached Tazuna's home. He knocked on the door and said, "Tsunami, I am home." After a few moments, a beautiful brown-haired woman approached and hugged Tazuna, saying, "Dad, are back. Dad, you are back. You are not hurt, are you?" "No, I am fine. Thanks to all of these ninjas, they are very strong." Tazuna replied, excuse me, miss, could you give us a place where our friend can rest? He is tired." Naruto cut in. "Oh, I am sorry. Please follow me," said Tsunami. She then led them into a room where Naruto laid Kakashi in a futon and went back to the group. The twins were huddling together with Kushina obviously still shaken from the killing intent they had experienced earlier on in the day. As soon as Naruto arrived, both of them launched themselves at Naruto and cried. Naruto sighed before he started rubbing rubbed their backs soothingly, trying to get them relaxed. He knew that experiencing that amount of clear intent for the very first time can leave a devastating effect. Soon they stopped crying but didn't leave Naruto's side. It was then that Kushina looked at Itachi and said, "So, what are you doing here, Itachi?" "Well, Kushina, me and Naruto were returning from our mission to Kusugakure. However, before we could enter the land of fire, we received a new mission, which was to back your team up. So then we picked up pace and came to the wave as soon as possible. When we arrived, we saw you fighting and then made up a plan, which was Naruto helping Kakashi and me helping you," Itachi explained, to which all the Genin and Kakashi and Kushina nodded. Naruto then broke away from the twins and stood up before saying, "I am going down to meditate. I will be back soon." Naruto went out to the forest and sat down before he closed his eyes and meditated. This exercise calmed him, and even if he didn't show it, he was a nervous wreck right now. He had almost lost the only family he ever had. He was thankful that he reached when he did, otherwise, things could have gotten much more worse. After a while, he said, "You know, you can come out." From the back, the Sarui and Hinata came out looking slightly species. Sarui then spoke out and said, "How did you know we were there? I sensed your chakra. Now, why are you two Yaris meet someone as lowly as me?" Naruto slightly asked. "Why did you save us again?" Hinata quietly asked. "Oh, you guys remember from back then?" "Well, to be honest, I moved on my own. There was no prior plan. I just did it," Naruto answered. "That doesn't make any sense. You make fun of us. Hardly give us a That doesn't make any sense. You make fun of us, hardly give us any attention, never talk to us, and yet you save us whenever we are in trouble. What's your problem, huh?" Sarui shouted. "Well, excuse me for not trying. After I saved you, I tried to talk to you guys a lot, but it was your family that always pushed me away. After that, I don't know what happened, but both of you become as you are start belittling became as you are. You started belittling me on every little thing. So don't blame me if I maintain my distance with you," Naruto shouted back. We tried, believe me, we did. The only thing our dads allowed us to do was visit you in the hospital, and then it was over. Hinata said. Don't make me laugh. Don't think I forget what both of you said about me when I met with Izan and Yokomo. Allow me to quote your words, Harui. Well, I thought he would be different considering he saved me, but I guess it was just wishful thinking. And you, Hinata, who had, and I quote, I mean, I think I understand why everyone calls him a demon. It's because only a demon can befriend a demon. You, maybe your family, yeah. Maybe our families asked, maybe your families asked you not to talk to me. But after that day at the academy, I at least knew who my true friends were. Naruto replied in his voice lunged with sadness. Both Sarui and Hinata looked down. After a while, Hinata said, "Both of us changed because you didn't pay us attention. Both of us became cold hard be dogs because we thought that you liked strength in a girl. We trained as hard as we could and even changed our attitude so that we could perform brutal moves. Brutal brutal moves. She was, however, cut off when Naruto pulled both of them into a hug and said, "I didn't want you to change. I would have understood if you followed what your families asked you to do, but those words were your own. You couldn't expect me to stay the same after what you said. I will be willing to become your friend again, but that is as far as I will take it. I am receiving. I am reserving my heart for someone who deserves it. I am reserving my heart for someone who deserves it. Now, is that all?" Oh, Naruto isn't going for Hinata or Sarui. That's sad. He asked as he let them go. Both the girls nodded sadly and were about to leave when Naruto said, "Listen, don't let me hold you back. Your lives are your own. Go make your own future. I will support you along the way as a friend as long as you decide are just decisions are just." Both the girls nodded and then left. That went rather well, came Itachi's voice behind him. "I hope you didn't mind me being harsh on her. Naruto nervously said. "Not at all. She needed that. Hopefully she wakes up to become even better than she already is." Itachi acknowledging said, making Naruto smile. The next morning, all the Konoha ninjas were seen sitting and waiting for breakfast, all except Naruto, who was helping Tsunami in cooking. When all of them had eaten, Kakashi cleared his throat and said, "Guys, Zabuza and Mangetsu are alive." "What?" screamed Sakura. "How can they be alive since the hunter ninja took them?" Mito said as she shivered a little in fear. "And that's exactly why they will be back. Normally, hunter ninjas protocol is to cut the target and head as soon as cut the target's head as soon as possible and then burn the body. Since both the hunter ninja took Zabuza and Mongetsu away, it is safe to presume that they were fake and were working with the two ex-swordsmen of the mist. Naruto explained. "How do you know all that? Know all this dope?" Kiba asked with a smug look. "I read, Kibali." Naruto said with a smirk as everyone else sneered at the nickname. Also, I am guessing that they will call for backup since me and Itachi Sensei showed up. I think you should train the others until the fight. Kakashi Nisan Kusina-sama, me and Itachi Sensei will be able to protect Tazuna in the meantime. Yes, Naruto said, yeah, that's right. However, another question comes to mind. Itachi and Kushina-sama will be able to deal with Mongetsu, Zabuza, and the backup they call. However, who will deal with their apprentices? Kakashi asked. I will deal with them. I will deal with them. Naruto said, are you sure you will be able to handle both of them? There will at least be a tuning level, Kakashi said with a worried look on her. Kushina said with a worried look on her face, I will be able to hold off them until the three of you are done if I go all out, Naruto said. What do you mean all out? Does that mean you have been holding back in the academy? Hinata asked Hinata. Yeah, I didn't use my Kekkei Genkai at the academy, said Naruto. You have a Kekkei Genkai? Sarui asked indirectly. Yes, it's called adamantium chains. Naruto said as he created four chains that came off his back. After a short pause, Kakashi clapped his hand and said, "Let's begin the training." That's all for this part. If you want to be notified for the next part, then consider subscribing and liking the video. Subscribing is the best way to be notified for the next part. That being said, I hope to see you in the next video. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. I always read all of your comments, so if you have any kind of question or anything, you can leave them in the comment section and I will be sure to answer them. That being said, I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye.